I'm Brooklyn,
And I'm Anthony,
and you're listening to Graham's Porch podcast. Our podcast will cover various topics, ranging from celebrity news, movies, music, family, and anything in between. No topic is off limits.
So grab a drink, pull up a chair, and join us on the porch. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Graham's Porch podcast. This is episode 14. It's your host, Anthony.
And your other host, Brooklyn.
And today's guest is
Alexis.
Anthony's other half is back on the pod.
Yes, sir.
I'm back.
Oh, God.
And we hope you guys had a good week, a good Thanksgiving if you celebrate it. How was your week or your Thanksgiving?
My week was really short this week because we only had to work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then we got to leave early on Wednesday. I was surprised, bro, because we never fucking get to go. Anytime they say, oh, we're going to close up early, blah, 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 we're always left out. But I think, honestly, my boss only let us go early is because one of our coworkers said something to him.
About not ever going early?
Kind of, but like he was like, hey, so-and-so, the HR lady, she left an email for us saying to get out of here at like 12:30. And our boss is like, oh, so all of a sudden you guys want to read your emails? Yeah. He hit him with that. He goes, he's all, any other time I send you guys emails, you never respond to them or whatever. As I was saying, yeah, our boss kind of like snapped back, like, oh, now you want to check your emails? And so that like they were just laughing and stuff. But I think like low key kind of like guilted him, like, oh, everybody else is leaving, so like, why can't we?
Yeah.
But he was just like, all right, well, if we knock everything out, then you guys can head out at like 12:30. So we're like, all right. So I'm in the back. I'm fucking handling my shit, throwing it down because like I had like 2 houses to go on Monday that were like needed to get built.
Yeah.
So then I get my stuff done, and then we had to bring everything in from the yard, and then go take the trucks around, and it's a whole process to like close up shop.
Yeah.
But they let the other guys go in the other shop. They let them go at like fucking 10.
That's the one thing that I hated when I worked there is like, yeah, like we never got to go.
Like it's
early.
never equal.
Yeah.
You're never equals there.
And it's because the boss is like that. Like
Yeah.
the owners would say like, oh, don't come in because it's snowy, or you could leave early because it's a holiday. But then our boss would be like, all right, make it when you can. Like,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Look good. He's
Yeah.
Like, yeah, look at my crew. We're
Yeah,
here
my
no matter
department's
what.
here, blah blah blah.
My
but
department gets their shit done.
Yeah,
I'm
and
just
it
like-
would just make for a long, boring ass day where we're all pissed off. I remember
Yeah.
one day we had to come in and it was like really snowy and stuff. And all day I made sure to play songs that said like I want to go home.
Yeah.
And like
She played Home by Michael Bublé.
I played that like 10 times because I was like, this is fucking stupid.
Like on this on our speaker.
Yeah,
Oh my
so it's
God.
all loud so the boss
Yeah.
could hear.
Oh god.
Everything was like just wanting to go home.
Yeah.
And
I wanna go home. Ain't there a song like that in
It's
SpongeBob?
Like, and I wanna go home.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, don't ask me nothing about SpongeBob. I don't know.
Yeah, you're a hater. Anyway, how was your week?
It was the longest short week of my life. Part 2.
What was part 1?
What was it?
Memorial Day. Yeah.
I feel like when you work in my area,
In your industry.
my industry, I'm a server. So anyone who's a server knows if you're going to be closed on a holiday, day before, people act like they're never going to eat at your restaurant again in their
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
they
gotta
knew
make sure
were
we
gonna
have
be
it. They're
closed-
gonna be closed tomorrow.
Yeah, like they heard we were going to be closed on Thursday, so Wednesday, we got our asses handed to us. Like, I just kept looking up and seeing more and more and more people walking in.
Yeah.
And every table I had empty just kept filling up. And it was like 8 tops, 6 tops, 7 tops. And like where I work, usually in a normal restaurant, a server will only be assigned like between 5 to 8 tables. Each table seating like 6 to 8 people max.
Mm-hmm.
The restaurant I work in, where there's one server and there's 18 tables, and each table can fit up to 6 people. That dining room was full with a line waiting for tables to clear. And so, like, for a Wednesday, don't get me wrong, the money, awesome.
Yeah.
But the exhaustion I put into that day was terrible. But then you have today where it's like, typically, yes, the day after Thanksgiving is going to be the slowest day. But on a Friday, like, you depend on a Friday to be like, all right, I'm going to take home really good money today. I made $19 today. Like, I went to work for 8 hours.
Yeah, when you told me 19, I was like, in tips?
Yeah, like,
that's
hourly.
It?
My hourly pays my taxes. I don't take home anything hourly.
Yeah.
I take home my tips. So I went to work today for 8 hours and I made $19. That's how dead it was. Like,
I would have been pissed.
So it was like one of those weeks where, like, and then like my brain isn't used to having that extra day off.
Yeah.
So then I kept thinking today was Monday. So I was like, all right, it's Monday. It's not slow. Like, no wonder it's slow. And then when I realized it was Friday, I'd get pissed because I was like, bro, this is my money day. Like, Christmas is coming. I can't afford these $19 shifts. So it was just one of those. And then I was dragging butt today. I was like, another Monday. I'm do this shit again.
Another Monday.
And it's all Friday.
What happened to the weekend?
Exactly. And I realized I was like, oh, like we had yesterday off, and yesterday was Thursday, so it's Friday.
And now you don't have
2 days off.
Yeah. Now you have Saturdays off.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. When was the last time I didn't work Saturday?
I can't even remember. Yeah.
Like 7 months since I've had a Saturday off.
Damn.
Dude, that's so crazy. Like how quick fucking time just flew.
Yeah.
7 months, like pretty soon he's gonna be a year old.
He's almost there. He's past the halfway mark.
I know.
He's crawling and
our little boy started crawling.
Army crawling.
No,
that's still crawling.
But it's still technique.
I think he's just lazy.
He's good though. He's quick.
Yeah, he is.
When he locks in on something on the floor, bro, he just goes.
Yeah.
And he's gone. I'm
like, I can't even put him on the bed to cuddle with me no more because within
he wants to just
seconds he's on the other side trying to get off, and he has no fear. He leans over and starts reaching,
and he has a big head, so it kind of like weighs it down. I was just saying, like I was sitting on the floor and I put him on the couch next to me, and like he's playing on the couch, whatever, and I'm scrolling on TikTok, and I see his head coming in closer to the edge on the chair or on the couch. And all of a sudden, he's just going down. And I'm like, what are you doing? I caught him, and he thinks it's funny. So I put him back up.
Nosy too.
And right away, he's just crawling. Crawls right off into my arms. And I'm like, dude, quit.
Yeah.
He did it. I swear he did it like 7 times.
For him being a nosy baby that's officially on the go, dude, he's everywhere.
Yeah. He's going to be the kid that gets in everything.
Everything. Like, we thought this house was childproof for our daughter. No. The 7-month-old has taught me there is nothing in here that is childproof.
He's fitting in between these, like, the couches and...
Our daughter's very just, like, whatever, I'm gonna mind my own business, worry about me, play with my toys, I don't care. No, our son, he's gonna...
I don't know, I feel like he could be the kid to just be off in his own world. Like, sis, she always wants to be around us.
Digging through people's things. He's all silent. You go in and find him in your underwear drawer, digging through your socks.
What you guys got in here?
What are you doing?
He's on the search for food. That's what he loves to eat.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yes.
Oh, you should have seen him yesterday. Did you see him at all when my mom was feeding him?
Yes.
Oh, he tore that
up.
Oh
my god, he was covered in food.
He threw down.
Yeah. Speaking of Thanksgiving,
how was it?
What'd you guys think about it?
You know, I was with this family.
It's crazy Mexican.
They didn't have ranch. Who doesn't have ranch?
I'm like, who has ranch on Thanksgiving? I've never...
Oh my god, ranch is a staple in my family.
Yeah, and that makes sense, because last year when we went with her family, bro, they had the fucking biggest bottle like this of ranch, and here she's all... Fucking.
Okay, so tell me why. Okay, in the 22 Thanksgivings I have celebrated, yesterday was the first one that I have ever gone to and eaten gravy on my turkey. And the only reason I ate the damn gravy is because I didn't have no ranch to put on my turkey.
Wait, you put ranch on your turkey?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said.
And bread.
And her mom's like, don't knock it till you try it. And I go, well, I'm gonna keep knocking it because I'll never fucking try that.
Okay, maybe I remember. I don't know. I was high for Thanksgiving, so I don't remember anything really. But I do remember your mom saying that to you.
Yeah.
About not knocking it until you try it.
Yeah. I was just like, no thanks.
I was talking to my aunt because like Thanksgiving is usually the holiday that like no matter what we go out and celebrate with my family. Mm-hmm. So not getting to go this year, like I was already a little like I don't want to say homesick because this is home, but like family sick. Like I missed them especially this year, you know.
Yeah.
But that was the one thing I told my aunt. She was like, "How was Thanksgiving?" I was like, "Oh, it was good." But you know what? They didn't have ranch. Like, how do you eat mashed potatoes without ranch? Like, I can't.
That is the.
And us were like, how do you eat mashed potatoes with it?
Yeah.
Like, it's just one of those things. In my family, there was this like Asian buffet over in Commerce City.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you went to Mandarin Gardens. No. Anyway,
never went to Commerce City.
The best. It was by like the drive-in.
Nope. Never been there.
Okay.
No.
But they used to have the best vegetable beef soup. And me and my cousin, every time we'd go, the waitress knew to bring us a bowl of ranch, and we'd put it into our vegetable beef soup.
Babe!
And it was so good. We were literally...
Were you guys sober?
I mean, I was like 5, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I like ranch, but I don't like ranch that much.
But it was just one of those things that we were like the super... Not in a racist way, but we were this super white family, so we definitely stood out. And every time we came in, they probably literally called us the ranch family because they could bring an entire jug of ranch to our table, and we'd still be like, "Can we get some more ranch over here when you got a minute?"
Dude, I swear, anytime we go out, they're always, "Can I have a side of ranch or whatever the fuck?" I'm like, Jesus, people, can you just order what comes with it?
The only time I do that is if like we're at a restaurant and like I'm eating fries or something. I like to dip the fries in ranch, but
but no,
no matter where we go, what we order.
I've never in my 30 years of life have I ever heard mashed potatoes and ranch. That's
what
I've never.
I mean, we'll try. I would try it,
but I'm like picky about my ranch. I really don't like Hidden Valley. I like fucking like Wingstop ranch because like
some wing.
Some like restaurant ranch is like fire. Like Hidden Valley's alright, but
okay, fair.
I feel like Hidden Valley has kind of like a weird taste to it, but like restaurant ranch, especially Wingstop ranch, they got something with it.
Yeah,
like, no, for sure.
I would put that on a lot of stuff.
I like ranch in general. There's very few ranches I do not like.
You like blue cheese ranch?
No.
Is that even a thing?
Anything?
No, but blue cheese anything.
That just don't even sound appealing.
It just reminds me of like throw up.
Blue cheese kind of just reminds me of like a blue waffle.
Ew.
Like a moldy cooch.
Ew.
Ew, babe.
And that's why I don't eat blue cheese.
Yeah, no.
Because I would never eat a moldy coochie.
You're disgusting.
I would sure hope not. But anyway, we're talking about Thanksgiving, so it was good.
No moldy coochies there.
Yeah, no moldy coochies there.
Moldy coochies?
Whatever.
All I can say is Thanksgiving Part 2 is going to be even better.
Yeah. Oh, can I just say this about Thanksgiving?
What?
I'm like so pissed off at myself because I only had fucking one plate.
Same. And
maybe like 3 scoops of, what I liked. Usually Thanksgiving's the day you're supposed to like starve yourself all day up until the meal.
I did.
And then throw down.
But I just think it's because like, I was really high. So like it was tough for me to eat the turkey because I was like, I'm going to freaking choke on this shit.
You're overthinking it?
I was just overthinking it. And like.
Did it make the food taste better though?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it did.
That mac and cheese, I was like, this was the best mac and cheese I ever had.
It was, bro. That mac and cheese was my favorite thing.
Yeah. I mean,
that I had there.
I'm proud of myself for like the green bean casserole.
I took a bite. I took a bite of it because I talked so much shit about it last week.
Yeah.
But
and
I took a bite. I was like, yeah, it's not bad. Not that bad.
Last year you roasted me for it. You roasted me so bad for it.
I did.
The whole time I was like making it, I was just like, oh, I'm not liking the flavor, so I just kept fucking like throwing shit in it.
Did you put Tabasco in it?
No.
It tasted like Tabasco. I got down. I liked it. I brought a huge bag of it home.
Yeah.
I was gonna make some tomorrow, and everybody else turned their nose up towards it. So I was like, it's okay.
I did put a little bit of soy sauce in it because I heard you put like Worcestershire sauce. It's like an all seasoning,
in it,
but
right? Huh? Soy sauce is like they count it as like an all seasoning.
I don't know.
I don't know how to
on the thing it said like put some Worcestershire sauce in it, and I was like, well, I don't have that. I have soy sauce, so I just put a little bit of soy in it, and then like threw some like more seasoning, not fucking salt and pepper to taste bullshit like we talked about last episode. But I was like, okay, I'm gonna throw some of this and some of that and some of this, and then like the last like 5 or 10 minutes, I put just a little bit of cheese on top, and then the onions.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably try it again.
Yeah, I'm confident in like making it again.
I'm also mad at myself because I did not get stuffing.
That was very good. It was
Everybody
good.
It's just like called it out. There's some in the fridge. I brought some home.
Oh, okay, I'll try it then. But yeah, I just feel like that's a staple to have on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
That's not something I would eat throughout the year or whatever, but on that one day, I'll put it on my plate.
Yeah.
But I didn't even think about grabbing it.
And can I say, I didn't like that, like, as soon as everyone was done eating, then it was just like, all right, let's pack up and go.
Bro, like, I'm like, where's everyone going? Like, what are you doing? This is the one day you get to spend with your family and hang out with everybody, and like
everyone held somewhere better to go.
You're just like, oh.
They're like, oh, let's just go home. Like, you guys are fucking lame.
Yeah, like, we could have played games or
just sat there and talked. Like,
yeah.
I heard so that weird. On our other side of the family was kind of the same, and
theirs like, sounded worse than ours.
It really did. But this is my thing, and like, because I know family's listening, so you could get mad if you want. I don't care. I'll take all the smoke, but
like, I'll take all the smoke.
But it's it's our podcast, so like we say, we don't sugarcoat anything, and I don't want to sugarcoat my feelings about this. But like. What's the point of even getting together as a family if that's how we're going to act? Like, we're just going to eat, and then as soon as it's over, then let's just pack up our stuff and go. Like, we don't even try to converse with, like, yeah, we're talking while we're, like, finishing up some of the dishes and stuff and, like, cleaning up. But it's like, okay, yeah, that's, like you say, it's the one time a year, or that and Christmas, like, that you're supposed to just sit there and, like, have fun with your family and stuff. Like, by 4 or 5 o'clock, you're already packing up and like, okay, let's go. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? Like, if that's how it's gonna be, then you know what? How about let's not even get together as a family anymore.
It took 8 hours to get ready to leave the house for like 2.5.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, we were barely there, dude.
And it's like, because I heard with like our other family, it's like no one talked to each other. It's like everyone's household just like sat at the same table and that's it. And it's like, if that's how holidays are gonna be, then how about let's just not fucking get together anymore. You guys could go off and do your own thing, we'll do ours and stuff. Like, it's honestly sickening. Like, I'm getting my fucking blood pressure risen right now because that's
not how both sides of the family, that's not how we were
raised
years ago.
Yeah,
like our childhood, bro. We were like, Thanksgiving was something like you're gonna hang out for a while, eat food, hang out after that, do games, whatever. Right? Chill with your cousins or stay the night somewhere. Like,
my family, we got plastered and played Phase 10, and then we went Black Friday shopping.
Yeah, see, that was like, I'm like, why can't we be like that?
Yep.
And yeah, it's just like, all right, you're all done. Okay, let's start packing up plates and let's clean everything up and pretty much like, you don't gotta go, but you gotta get the hell out of here. And it's like, if that's how it's gonna be, then let's just not get together at all.
Mm-hmm.
I'll wish you a happy Thanksgiving or a Merry Christmas from my house, and let's just not do it anymore because it's not fucking worth it.
Yeah.
And we'll start our own traditions with, you know, our little family together, and I feel like that's what it's coming down to. Because no one wants
eventually it's gonna get that
no
way.
one wants to contribute, no one wants to buy, no one wants to participate, and it's like, okay, then let's just be like every other family. And not that there's anything wrong with it, but with both sides of our family, we've never been like that. And now all of a sudden, like, because our stupid ass generation, like, they don't want to, like I say, they don't want to spend money on anyone else but themselves, or they'll do it for their fucking friends, and like, oh, my family, fuck them. Like, it's annoying.
Yeah.
It's sickening. But other than that, I enjoyed it because I got to see, you know, my nephew and niece enjoy I mean, it's Eliana's second Thanksgiving, but to see Ezra, and he threw down on his little meal, and
yeah, I think he had like some green beans, or
like, I see them every week, but I just feel like every week that I see them, I'm like, you changed since like the last time I saw you just a couple days ago. It's crazy. I was looking at like my Snapchat memory, and like the first like picture I took of Eliana on Thanksgiving, she's like little on the phone watching a movie.
Big old chubby cheeks.
And I'm just like,
today.
and I was like, and now she's like running around, and she just has like a crazy little personality.
Her own personality.
She's her own personality.
Yeah. Crazy. I feel like people say it a lot, but like, you know, parenting is hard and blah blah blah. But like, I just see it. It's like, yes, it's hard, but it's also like the most rewarding thing.
Yeah.
Because like, just to, you know, watch like your own kids grow up and like just be there every step of the way. Like, I don't know. It's really.
Because even like yesterday, watching her play with her cousins. And then, like, her two cousins went over and got a chocolate-covered strawberry. So she went over and she couldn't reach it. So she found a chair and pushed the chair over and got under the table so she could crawl on it and get up on the table and get a chocolate. And, like, was I happy she did it? No. Did I want her to have a chocolate-covered strawberry? No. But watching her
figure out.
Thinking of, like,
she figured it out.
How can I get up here? Oh, if I move this and do this. Like, just seeing how smart she is, like, it just lights something up in you that's like, I'm doing good. Like, I am a successful parent. I am doing the right thing for my child. Like, every day when she shows us how smart she is, it's like a little pat on her back. Like, you are doing good. You are making a great contribution to society right now.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. It's a great thing.
Yeah.
Watching her use her manners. Like,
thank you.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, you gave her plate, and then you, like, walked away to go make your own, and she just kept saying, thank you, Dada. Thank you, Dada. Like, she wouldn't stop until I was like, Anthony, she keeps trying to say thank you, and he's like, oh, you're welcome, baby, and she's all, you're welcome. And then she finally started eating after, like, Anthony, like, acknowledged, like, okay.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Because I didn't hear her. I must have walked away when she said it.
She's very big on, I gave her something the other day, and she looked at it, she said, Mama, thank you. You're welcome. And she'll do the same thing. She'll just say, welcome. And just walk away. Yeah. But she gets so proud. Even, what was it? She blew me away the other day. I sneezed. Bessie, Mama. And I was like, how do you, like, and she uses it in the correct ways, in the correct terms, at the correct times. Like, it's just, it is crazy, but I'm just proud to see that my not even 2-year-old can use her manners. And if that doesn't tell you something about people that don't use their damn manners,
bro, I'm saying,
seriously. If my almost 2-year-old can say please, thank you, you're welcome, excuse me, bless you, what is your excuse?
Yeah,
absolutely not.
That's like when, like,
it takes no effort to be a decent human being.
Yeah, like when people go to restaurants or something and you ask the waiter for something and they bring it to you,
say thank you.
Yeah, say thank you, bro.
Takes you half a second. Thanks.
Yeah, I'm big on the fucking thank yous and pleases.
I don't care if you say it 45 times of the time you were at that table.
They'll bring me a refill without me even asking them. Oh, thank you. You know, like,
yeah.
Or please.
Yes,
please. Or may I please get this? Like
no, I need ranch.
Yeah, like.
I'm not saying you. That was just the first thing that popped into my head.
But no, I'm not gonna lie. Like, as a server, like, I have the tables that like. I have tables where it's like, please, thank you, and all of the time, I'm like, yeah, no worries, like you don't gotta thank me, it's my job. But it does warm your heart a little bit to be like, oh, like I'm actually appreciated.
Yeah, yes, it is your job, but yeah,
I'm doing what they need from me. Or when I get the ones that I'm like they act like I'm bothering them. Like, you are choosing to come into a restaurant. Yeah. I did not force you to come here. Do not act like I am wasting your time or I am bothering you.
Yeah.
Have some manners. And if you think I didn't do a good job, leave me a crappy tip. Do what you gotta do. Tip your waiters. But
tip your waiters. $5, that's it.
Yeah.
No,
so you are a $5 guy. That's one thing I have changed about him since being together is when we met.
I'm like, babe, how much do I tip on this?
When we met, no matter where we went, we could go to the cheapest restaurant in the world, $5. He could take me to a restaurant where my meal was $150, $5. I was like, what are you doing?
I don't know. I was just like,
we're at the bar. Our tab's all $60, $5. We get 2 shots, $5.
Like, damn, why the fuck?
No, you judge them, not even like 20% minimum, but you judge them on their performance. If they went above and beyond, do not go out if you don't have the money to tip the person serving you.
Damn.
But
no, you're right. Though you're right.
Don't. Why can you go out and let somebody wait on you all night, foot, and then not give them nothing?
I never put it in the perspective like that's how they make their living is through tips.
You saw me working.
Yeah, until I saw you. Yeah, I never thought about it like that. I'm like, oh well, they get paid. Like.
You think
not like that, like like $5 is.
Or
like,
it's not my job to pay their living; it's their employer's job.
Yeah,
yeah.
That is
in a way, but like that's not how I thought too.
Serving is a scam.
Yeah.
Owners get away with paying nothing and acting like they're paying something.
Yeah.
But that's a whole different thing. But yes. Tips should go off of performance, not just. But also recognize the situation, because if you go somewhere, you might think your server absolutely sucks, but look at their environment. What if another server got sick in my home and they had to pick up 6 other tables, and they're coming around every half hour, but they're literally at a different table every single minute in that half hour. Like,
yeah,
that's something you'll see. Like when we go out, like I'm paying attention to everything. Like, dang, they're getting their ass kicked right now. Like. Mm-hmm. Don't blame them if they can't come get me a refill. Does it suck? Yes. But does it happen? Yes.
Yeah.
Or you get the ones that you could just blatantly tell.
They're sitting there on their fucking phone.
Did we ever tell you
oh my God.
when we went on a date one night and this waitress was all googly eyed over
Oh.
She looks at him and she's like, what can I get you? And he's all Pepsi. She's like, a what? And he's like, a Pepsi. She goes, oh. And then she looks, she's like, and you? And I was like,
oh, hell
dude, that was the first time anything like that has ever happened to me. and I did, I lived it up. I was like, yeah, I got my lady right here, but still, like,
wow.
like.
Even when she came back, like, she brought his over and she was like, I'll be back with yours. And I was like, well, fuck me, right? And I was like, flabbergasted.
She gave me hella shit when the girl walked away, too.
Oh,
really? What was that? And I was like, what?
He said into it so hard. His cheeks
like, look at him right now.
Yeah, look, he's
I just thought it was funny because, like, nobody's.
He was like, you heard that, right?
Because it didn't click in my head until she brought it up. And I was like, yo, that really did happen. Like, holy shit.
Yeah. And then it was funny because, like, the girl must have caught my vibe that she irritated me because, like, not even 10 minutes later, we had a new waitress.
Yeah.
I think I fucked up at that table. You need to cover it.
Because I think I even said something like when she took our order, I was like, "And our daughter will have," and like I was still pregnant when that happened.
Yeah.
And so like, how you gonna serve with my
Actually, I think that was the last meal we had as a family before we had son.
Yeah. But in my head, I was just like, how are you going to come over here and be flirting with my man blatantly in front of me while I'm about to literally birth his kid on your freaking floor right now?
Yeah.
The audacity. And she must have caught that vibe from me because when I want to be a bitch, I'm going to be a bitch. We've all seen it in this room. And so I'm pretty sure the waitress caught my vibe. And
you have.
You definitely have, Brooke. I know you have. Even if I didn't mean for it to slip out.
About 20 minutes ago, maybe? No, I'm just kidding.
It was like 2 hours.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
To be
No.
fair,
Yeah, you
I
apologized.
had reasons. I did apologize. Oh, when I called him a dumbass? That was really an
Well, some
accident.
fucking dumbass over here. Like, damn, dude.
Okay.
All I did was breathe.
We
Whatever.
bought his sister. We bought Brooke a present, and it came shipped in the original box. Anthony brought it inside and sat it next to the door, and then brought Brooke over.
Yeah, I didn't do anything.
And in my head, I was like, all right, I wonder if she saw it. But I didn't mean to call him a dumbass, but I started stuttering, and I was like, some dumbass. And then I was like,
And it came off really strong. It was like a capital D on that fucking.
Yeah.
I did apologize because I really did not mean for it. I meant it sarcastically, like some dirt.
Yeah,
or
but
what do we tell Sissy? Dum dad.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You shouldn't be teaching her that.
Yeah, she'd be like, dum dad said.
She will be that type too.
Yeah, she would.
Well, you call me dum mom or dirt mom.
No, just when you do dirt things.
Well, I only call you dum when you do dum things. Like leaving a present in the box in front of your sister.
Bro, why would they send it like that? They're just like, oh, here's the fucking box it comes in. Let's slap a label on it.
It sent me an alert and was like, be sure that someone's home because it's shipping an original box.
Yeah, I'm just like, throw it in another box.
I just complained that they did that.
Yeah, that
True.
is pretty stupid.
But
Why
still,
do we need
something
to
like
waste
that.
so many boxes.
You got a point, because it's all going to the trash.
Yeah, I didn't see anything. I just took off my shoes and came in. So I didn't look around. I swear.
I'm kidding.
In that case, it's going back. Now I gotta come
No,
up
I
with a
didn't.
new plan.
I didn't even see anything. I just slipped off my shoes and was like, oh, there's Izzy.
Okay, fair enough.
Fair enough.
Oh
I love listening to her, like, listen to movies and stuff.
She's so weird.
She gets so into them.
That's how
That's
I know
how
she's
I
my
am,
niece.
though.
She's a movie
Every
buff.
time I freaking watch Lion King or something, when he gets thrown off the rock by Scar, I'm like, no!
And she does the same thing.
Yeah.
She's your little shadow. That's one thing. She loves to follow you around and mimic everything you say.
No.
Yes.
She don't even
Hell
like me.
yeah!
Yeah.
Oh, that was so funny.
Let her slip up and say that. In front
Bro,
of
you know
your
what's
dad.
funny? She calls every superhero she sees on TV Batman.
Or Spider-Man, depending what one she's
Yeah.
in the mood for.
Most of the time, though, it's Batman.
Yeah.
But now that I've been playing the Spider-Man game,
It's been Spider-Man.
yeah.
But it's just, her brain hasn't understood yet that there's different.
Yeah, different
But
characters.
she just, at least she's recognizing superheroes.
Yeah.
She's recognizing superheroes as Batman, and as she gets older, she'll start to different.
You know what's funny, too?
superheroes.
Is like, I think we talked about our tattoos before on the pod, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I have a Batman tattoo. And she don't see it much because I always wear, the sleeves that come down a little bit on the arms. Like, I don't wear sleeveless shirts a lot. So, like, the other night I went into her room to give her bottle. And I'm walking away and she goes, Batman?
Like, that's the
I'm
first time
what?
she noticed it?
Yeah. And I'm like, what? She's all, Batman. Oh, she said Matman.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, look. And I'm all showing her. She's all, wow.
I know she did that to my tattoos, and she's all, like mama.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
Mama.
She'll
Yeah,
walk up
tattoos.
and sniff, like, my flowers and stuff. And just, smell that flower? And I'm like, okay.
Or yesterday when we were going to Nana's house and we passed by, like, the animal hospital and there's
Oh.
birds.
Oh, yeah.
She's all, hi, birds,
She goes
hi.
like, hello.
Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
cute.
And it just melts your heart. Like, oh, she was so excited.
She definitely got that hello from Miss Rachel.
Yes.
Dude, yes.
Hi. Hello.
Yeah.
It was the cutest thing, though.
She did that when I woke her up with her dog. She's like, hello, dog, and like gave him
Yeah,
like a little-
she does that every time. Like, she has a stuffed animal in there. I try to give her one every night. Like,
She picks
all
a new
right,
one
you
every
got-
day.
you have to hold dog. Dog's
Or
tired,
Cuddle with your buddy,
Yeah.
or give kisses.
But yeah, she does that a lot. Like, oh, hi.
Yeah.
Kisses it all.
And she's like, noggins.
Bro, and that kid, she has the
Hug.
fucking wettest kisses
Oh my
you
God.
can ever
But
receive.
she said, licks and looks.
Like,
I know she did
it
that
feels
to
like
Ezzy,
spit comes out of her mouth.
because I was holding him while I woke her up, and she's like, "Hi, brother," and then like just freaking sucked his cheek.
Yeah.
Like, jeez.
All wet, poor
Yeah.
guy.
He was crawling over, and what was he taking? He had gotten a hold of one of her toys that she was playing with, and she goes, "Oh no, brother, Ezzy, stop! You gotta share." She's like, it was her Jessie hat. She's like, "No hat, Jessie."
Yeah, that's one thing we gotta work on is sharing.
Sharing, yes. But she's still young enough that I think she's catching on to it. It's just a matter of, I think one thing that drives me crazy is the like, mine. Yes, it is yours, but that doesn't mean, brother can't play with it, or it doesn't mean mommy can't play with it. Like,
no, like my stuff, when you're grabbing my phone and trying to, I'm like, no, that's mine.
But it's all in the communication of how you talk to her. Like, no, thank you. Like, no, that's mine. Sorry. I think that's a big thing is, like, when it comes to parenting, like, you can have respect for your child, too, while being a parent. Like, you can set boundaries, but still have respect. And that, I think that has a lot to do with why she's so smart, is, like, we talk to her like she's a human. We don't talk to her like she's
baby talk.
Incompetent, talk baby that doesn't understand. Because she does understand.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're sitting here telling her, like, oh, well, you can't snatch things out of my hands, but I can snatch it out of yours. And, like, we had just talked about this, like, Eliana had started biting, and she, like, went to bite me, and he's like, bite her back. And I was like, I do understand, not in an abusive way, but, like, I do understand.
Just to be like, hey, that hurts me.
Like,
see how it feels.
Or if they pull your hair, like, I'm going to show you that doesn't feel good, don't do it.
Yeah.
I do understand that side of it, but I also understand the side of, like, two wrongs don't make a right. How am I going to sit here and tell you you're not allowed to bite me, but I'm going to bite you to teach you not to bite me? Like, that I think makes kind of like a really toxic mindset of do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
And, like, in some scenarios, but I just feel like with kids, it's one of those things of, like, I'm going to correct the behavior, but we're going to do it in a healthy way.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let you walk all over me. But I'm also not going to be toxic and get up in your head and be like, I'm going to bite you because you bit me, but you better not ever bite me again. Like, that just kind of,
I agree with that. I mean, not that, like, my opinion matters because I'm not a parent,
but
like, I see, like how there's some
point of view.
Like, there's some parents, like, that I see with their kids, and I'm just like, you let those kids walk all over you.
Right.
Yeah.
And, like, you don't try to correct them. You don't try to be like, hey, you can't act like that.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be crying just because you don't get your way, or you can't be crying because another kid has your toy. Or, oh, we're gonna leave because you won't stop crying. Like, no, you need to tell them, like, hey,
correct behavior.
Yeah.
Show them that you are the parent. You are the, like,
I think that's another controversial thing that you and I have talked about and agreed on as our parenting is, are kids going to throw temper tantrums? Yes.
Yeah.
That is a part of their learning and growing of their brain, is learning their emotion control.
Mm-hmm.
It is bound to happen. Just because they throw a temper tantrum doesn't mean they're a bad kid.
Yeah.
But it's how you react to that temper tantrum. If you feed into it, they're going to keep doing it, and they're going to do it more often, and they're going to know, if I do this, I'm going to get my way. And me and you have kind of talked about it and been like, it's one of those things that, like, outsiders are going to be like, Jesus, like, tend to your kid, look at your kid. But if me and you ignore it, we know it's going to end in less than 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And we know that they're going to learn, oh, crap, if I throw myself on the ground, mom and dad just walk away from me. They don't feed into it.
Yeah.
Like, okay, here's your toy, here's your lollipop. Like,
yeah.
And I feel like for outsiders, it's kind of like, it's a tricky line of people need to mind their own business.
Mm-hmm.
But also it's a tricky line of, like, we, in a way, look like we're just ignoring our kid or we're just not paying attention. But at the same time, we're teaching them that just because you're doing that doesn't mean we're going to give in and be like, oh, be quiet, I'm going to give you this toy.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you the 90 seconds it's going to take for you to get over it, move on, and forget that you were even crying over the damn toy.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things that, like, I've also, before I had kids, I was one of those people. Like at the store, if I saw a kid throwing themselves on the ground, I was like, "Geez, like parent your kid.
Yeah, get
like,
your kid.
Punish
Yeah.
them. Do something, you know." But at the same time, if parenthood has taught me one thing, it has taught me that you cannot control a child.
Yeah.
You can guide them, you can help them, you can be there for them, but you will not control them. The more you try to control them, the worse they're gonna act.
Yeah.
Would you want someone to sit there and like force you to sit down or force you? You know what I mean? Your fight or flight is like, I'm gonna fight back. I'm gonna like freak out right now. Like,
yeah.
If you just are there and you guide them and help them, it's
a whole
gonna make
different
a
outcome.
world of a difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a way black and white situation.
I agree.
That's it.
What?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Like, yeah, it's hard for me to like talk about parenting because I'm not a parent, but like.
But I think as an outsider, like you could see perspective too.
Yeah.
Because she really doesn't. She doesn't throw like these huge fits like other kids that are like around us and stuff. Like, she's cool just being by herself. Like, yeah, she's not like a kid that never cries about stuff, but like she gets over it really quick and like, okay,
yeah.
I cry
She
for a
looks
second
around and sees none of us is tending to her, and she's like, "Oh,
yeah,
all right, next toy."
Yeah.
and then she's just like on to the next thing, and
yeah.
I think sometimes we forget like she's only gonna be 2 because like
Yeah.
she's tall and she's like really smart.
She's bigger than
herself
the
way
usual.
older.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just like, oh, I forget. Like, you're literally only a year old right now.
Yeah.
We both catch each other sometimes. I'll be like, he's told me and I've told him, like, we'll catch ourselves kind of being short with her. Like, why are you acting like this? Why are you doing this? And then one of us will catch the other and be like, you need to take a step back and remember, like, she's not even 2 years old. She is still learning. Her brain is still trying to figure out everything.
Yeah.
And I think that is when you have, like, not to be like one of those parents like, oh, my kid's so smart. But when you have a kid that is as advanced as our daughter, it's hard to remind yourself, like,
that she's not
a kid that's in preschool or in kindergarten yet. Like,
yeah.
She is still technically a baby. Like,
yeah.
She's getting to be a big girl, you know, she's getting to be a toddler and things like that. But it is, like Brooke said, like, one of those
I had seen this post, and it kind of changed my whole mindset because it was like, it said something about, like, you know, try not to lose your cool with their kids because this is their, you know, they're still new at living life. And, like, you know, when you're a parent, you know,
you've lived it already.
You know, I've been living life for 24 years, 23 years before I became a parent.
And you're still trying to figure stuff out.
Yeah. But, like, you know, they're fresh, bro. Like,
they know nothing.
It's hard, you know, like, sometimes I get frustrated, like, oh my God, they won't stop crying, or, you know, it's just never ending. And then, like, then you got to kind of remind yourself and bring it back, like, oh shit, you know, like, they're still new, like,
they're not doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
That is their way of telling me.
Yeah, they can't communicate, like, hey, my head hurts, or I'm hungry, or I can't take a shit right now, like, you know.
And see, that was kind of one of the realizations we got. It was probably like a week ago, Eliana had hurt herself, and she walked straight up to us and was like, Mama, Dad, and, like, pointed to where she was hurt. She's like, I hurt. And we both were like, how lucky are we that she is already smart enough to tell us?
Yeah.
Because, like you just said, like, if she's got a headache, how's she going to tell us, oh, my head hurts? Or if her throat hurts, like, what if she's getting strep throat, and how are we supposed to know? Okay, like, oh, she has a cold, oh, her throat hurts. Like, and that's what we talk about the baby a lot, is, like, when he's crying and stuff, like, we'll catch each other getting frustrated, and it's like, he has no other way of communicating that something is wrong. Then we have to start, like, a checklist, like, all right, like, has he had a diaper change? Has he pooped today? Has he, you know, eaten recently? Could he have gas? Could he need to burp? You know, did his leg get stuck in the crib? Did he hurt himself? Like, you have to run through so many scenarios, and usually by number 3 or number 4, he's chilled out, and we're like, oh,
yeah,
that's all it was. Okay, we're good. Like,
he just needed a snack.
Yeah, or in his case, his pants were too tight in his stomach.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the fun in parenthood and aunthood, is you get to see all beautiful sides of it.
Yeah. The good, the bad, the ugly.
The beautiful.
Yeah.
All of it.
I agree. I was telling Anthony that, like, on our way here, I'm like, because, like, we have family that listen and stuff, and we've mentioned, like, we have an older brother that has, like, twins.
Yeah.
And stuff, and, like, we never got the opportunity to, like, be an aunt or be an uncle. So, like, if I post stuff and I'm, like, saying, like, oh, this is the first time I've ever, like, really got to, like, experience this or experience that, and I know family are probably looking at me like, you have a nephew and a niece that are 9 years old.
Yeah.
Like, how is that, oh, like, your first time ever experiencing it? And I'm like, I'm literally, like, a brand new aunt. Like, you know, Eliana, we met, like, when she was just, like, what, 8, 9 months old?
Around
I
that,
would say,
yeah.
like, 9 months.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, 9 months old. And, like, I never experienced anything like that. To, like, actually be sent, like, pictures or videos, or to be able to, like, post them on, like, social media and
or even
stuff.
just come hang out with
or yeah, or to even
Or
spend
me just call
time.
and be like, hey, can you keep her for a couple hours?
Yeah. I've never been able to experience that with, you know, my nephew and my niece before. So, like, now I really am, like, I say I'm in my auntie era, because I really am, like, I've never experienced it before. So, like, seeing, like, all of their, like, new little developments and stuff, like, it's so cool to me.
Yeah.
Just watching them be a little sponge and just take every single bit of information
Yeah.
from them in.
It is.
Yeah. That's why I like being not like being a parent was hard for me, but, like, you know, a lot of people get that experience, like, oh, well, you know, like, my sister had a kid, and
Yeah.
you know, I get to, that's like kind of your first steps into becoming a parent. Like, you have kind of like experience, or, like,
Yeah.
you know, like, I used to babysit for this person, or you know, like watch
for
my
me,
little cousin.
I lived with my cousin when she had her son. So
Yeah. So,
I was
like, you were
him
there
every
with them.
waking day with the
Yeah.
baby.
But, like, I never really had that, constantly being around, like, a baby. And
Yeah.
so, like, when everything happened, it was just, like, fresh. Like, you know, what do I do? Like, bro, I didn't even know how to change a diaper.
He
Like,
swore he wasn't going to pick it up, and he picked it up like it was nothing.
yeah.
Yeah.
We have both kids.
And now look at you.
It's that paternal instinct. You didn't believe me that it was going to kick in, but
it did.
It did.
Yeah.
Remember, you even kept telling me how you were going to be too scared to hold son, and I was like, just wait. I was like, the first time you hold him in the hospital, it's going to be just this thing in you that clicks, and it's like, no matter what you do, you are safe in my hands. No matter what happens, you are safe if you're with me. Like, you just have this paternal instinct. Like, for you, it's a paternal instinct. Like,
yeah.
Just one of those things. Like, I think you had it with Eliana, but you didn't have as much of a bond because it's not the same. It's similar. It's just not the exact same.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was awesome for you. Like, Eliana, you came like, we were in each other's lives at such a young age for Eliana, but it was like perfect timing because, like, it didn't scare you off, but at the same time you got to experience that baby stage. Yeah. Now with Ezzy, you knew what to expect, but there was just even more new things that you had to learn.
From the newborn.
Yeah, from the newborn stage.
Yeah.
But you weren't so nervous about making bottles. Like, you were already a pro. You already knew what to do. You've done the formula thing before. Mm-hmm. You weren't so scared about changing the diapers or putting on onesies or putting stuff over their heads because, granted, Eliana wasn't as fragile.
Yeah.
But you already had that, I know how to get this on you buttoned in a diaper in less than a minute because you're going to be squirming around. You had that down already.
Yeah.
That it softened the blow of parenthood for you, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But the paternal instinct was real. And you doubted me on that. We've never talked about that, but you doubted me. You swore to me it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
And it was just a little thing in the hospital. I just saw it click over.
Yeah, I think everyone has that in them. Like, they all.
Most people.
I'm sure, like, yeah.
Most people should.
Yeah, let's say that.
That's a whole
should.
Thing, but let's agree, not all parents
yeah.
have that.
Even now, like, you're just like, how the fuck are you a parent?
Yeah.
Dude, I catch myself sometimes. I'll be talking about my kids, and I'm like, holy shit. Not only my kid, but my kids.
Yeah.
I am a mother of two.
Yeah.
You are a father of
two.
Dos.
Well, I identify as a mother of two as well. Ooh. Well, Why did I think that was so funny? I don't know. You tell me.
So we're gonna, switch gears a little bit. I wasn't expecting about talking about parenting, but that's cool. Like, we have the analytics, and it shows like our listeners are of probably like parent age.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they could like understand.
Yeah. There's somebody out there that could.
Or maybe they just found out they're gonna be a parent. So hey, that's your little.
Buckle up, baby, because you're going on a wild roller coaster.
But like we said, though, it is rewarding. It is rewarding.
I would not complain. Do I have moments where I'm like, what?
There's some days I'm like, man, if I just
like, why did no one warn me?
And then there's days where I'm sure you guys are like, okay, we could do it one more time.
Oh yeah, we definitely have days where I'm like, okay, maybe.
There's days that she has those days.
Okay, but when we first had Ezzy, he swore we'd have more, and then a few weeks later, we switched, and I was like, because at first I was like, absolutely not, we're not.
Yeah, she's like, I am not.
Like, screw you, go get snipped, like, we're done. And then a few weeks went by, and Anthony was like, absolutely not, I never want to go through this. And I was like, come on, this is the last.
I'm like, dude, you just told me to go get snipped.
Yeah.
And now you want another one. I'm like, thank God I didn't go when you said that I should.
Now we're on the roller coaster of the 5-year plan. We will see where we're at in 5 years and reevaluate.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
Once the kids are in school, and then maybe I would be able to slow down at work and actually be home and get to see one.
Yeah.
Because, well, I didn't get to see either of the first two very much when they were babies, but...
She was a mother hustler,
A mother hustler.
I need a shirt that says
that. That's a good one.
I can make one for you.
Yep, I want that.
What can mine be? That'd be dad.
Father hustler.
Okay, well, Brooke was going to take us into a little bit of a pivot, and then we went back off.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
sorry.
let's revert. We'll go into hot topics. Now, this hot topic is very hot and could be controversial, and we're just like, we have our own views of what's going on. We're not gonna say them because like
they're personal.
They're personal.
Keep them personal.
Yeah, and we're not here to kick up controversy or whatever, but it's in the news, so we feel like it should be spoken about.
Topic, so it's...
Yeah, so just leave it at that. We're not saying one person's right, one person's wrong. This is just, I wanted to talk about it because it's one of my all-time favorite franchises, so I felt like we have to talk about it. But
yeah,
I know there's people that are going to look at it one way and look at it another, but I'm just saying that before we start talking about it. So I'm sure you guys have heard somewhere on Instagram, TikTok, or whatever about this whole...
I don't know why I was gonna say, yeah, you probably heard about it on Tinder. I meant Twitter. I always get them fucking mixed up.
Oh, do you?
Twitter.
Not
Let
like...
me find out you're scrolling Tinder, not
no,
Twitter.
No.
Let me find out.
You can check my shit.
Yeah.
PSA. Let me find out.
Yeah. Or on Titter.
Oh,
Twitter.
They're so similar in wording.
Yeah.
Tinder, Twitter.
Titter, I guess.
Titter, yeah, Titter.
Technically, it's called X. So let's.
Bro, it'll never be
Twitter
X.
to me.
Okay,
It'll always be
if you're
Twitter.
confusing Tinder and Twitter, start calling it X.
All right.
Yeah, but this week, Melissa Barrera, who played Sam Carpenter in Scream, 5 and 6. Was let go from the franchise because of stuff that she was posting on her Instagram. As we said, you probably heard it. We're not gonna, dig too deep into what she was posting and stuff, but she's like, we live in America. You're free to feel whatever you want, to support whatever.
Voice your opinion.
Freedom of speech.
Exactly.
Yes.
So she's entitled to her opinion and to bring awareness, and I think they should. Like, especially if you have a platform and you believe in something so deeply, you absolutely should use that platform to talk about those things.
Yeah.
Or to bring more awareness, because there's a lot of people that were like, what? I didn't even know that this was going on.
Well, like we've said, this generation isn't the same. When we were kids, when our parents were kids, they sat down and watched the 5 o'clock news.
Mm-hmm.
They learned about everything. Now, unless you're seeing it on TikTok or Twitter or Facebook or Snapchat Reels or anything, you're not going to... This generation, I'm not saying us necessarily, but this generation's not going to know what's happening.
Yeah.
Unless something comes across their screen while they're scrolling, they're not going to know what's happening. So if these people can use their platforms to get the word out there, let them do it, because that's the only way of speaking to this generation.
Yeah. It really is. You know, what 15, 16-year-old kid's going to turn on the news?
It's like, oh, Mom, it's 4:59. Get the news on. Like, no.
Because half of America don't even have fucking cable anymore. Because it's so expensive.
It's all streaming services.
Yeah, so it's
streaming.
Fucking Hulu and Max and all that shit. So, like...
Fucking Playboy and everything.
Yeah, so she was let go from the Scream franchise for posting what she did. And Spyglass, who is the production company behind Scream, let out a statement and was like, oh, she's being like anti-Semitic and we don't support this and that. So we're letting her go. So that blew up that's literally all I saw for like 3 days was just this, like, why would you let her go? But I've never watched Stranger Things, so I don't know who the hell this kid is, but like this kid on Stranger Things could go and post this thing on his Instagram, and he gets to keep his job when, I don't know, in people's eyes, like what he posted was way worse than what Melissa posted.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, well, why would you let her go? But he gets to keep his job.
Yeah.
So Jenna Ortega, being the queen that she is, was like, okay, well, if you let Melissa go, I don't want to be a part of this franchise anymore either.
Yeah.
Because Jenna was, I guess, posting the same things as Melissa, using her platform to support what they believe in or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, okay, well, Jenna did it, so why didn't she get let go from it?
Yeah.
So basically, by the end of the week, Jenna Ortega was like, I want to be let out of my contract. I don't want to work on this franchise anymore because Melissa's gone and I don't want to do it without her.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's like Scream 7 is pretty much in the shitter, but now they're talking about like bringing back the Queen, Neve Campbell, to reprise her role as Sidney Prescott.
But can I just say, they kind of effed themselves. Like, they thought they were covering their ass by being like, oh, we don't support her actions. But instead,
but now you gotta
they turned it all around on
them.
And
now they gotta go rewrite their whole script. And
yeah, exactly. And not just that, not saying that you're taking sides, but like, how many people are out there are gonna take the sides of Melissa or take the sides of Jenna Ortega? Like, how many people are gonna leave behind this franchise because
that's all I saw was like, if they're not in it, like, we're not watching Scream 7.
And that's where a lot of companies, like, they don't actually care.
Yeah.
They're gonna do whatever they think is gonna keep them number one.
Mm-hmm.
So they thought, like, oh, this is gonna get really controversial, let's do this. But it turned around and backfired.
Yeah, it bit him in the ass big time. Because it is. It's one of, like, the most iconic movie franchise ever.
Yeah.
And there was so many people who are like, yeah, we're not gonna fuck with Scream anymore. Like, you guys pretty much showed us your ass, and like, yeah, we're not gonna support this anymore. And then they fucked Neve Campbell over. She's the fucking face of Scream. She's Sidney Prescott. She is the final girl in it. She's the
main reason for the story.
Yeah. And they didn't want to bring her back over money, so they let her go and stuff. Now that Melissa and Jenna are out, they're like, oh, we're going to try to get Neve Campbell
we
back.
Just got 2 salaries back.
So so here you can have her money. But I don't know. And a lot of people are like, we hope that, you know, Neve is like, no, like, you guys did this to them.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, you guys.
Well, who knows? Maybe she's like, oh, here's the opportunity to come back.
Talks, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
She could play both sides. I don't know.
This will bring out a lot of that, like, what kind of person are you really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without all the money, without all of it, what really does matter to you? Not saying you need to pick a side, not saying you need to agree with Melissa's actions or choices, not saying you need to disagree with her. But at the end of the day, humans need to back up humans.
Yeah.
We need to say, you know what? I might not agree with you, but I'm going to back you up and
yeah,
say, like,
but we're the only fucking things on this earth.
Yeah.
We're the only race.
The human race.
Yeah, the human race is what I'm saying. Like, we're all on this fucking earth together. Like,
yeah.
What is the point of, like so much hate and ugliness?
That's
and
just what like, always confuses me is like, I could believe one thing and you could believe the other thing. That doesn't make you right or wrong. That doesn't make me right or wrong. I'm going to believe what I feel is right and you can believe what you feel is right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think
that's the beautiful thing about having a fucking brain is to be like, okay, well, I believe in this wholeheartedly. But you could believe in
absolutely no controversy.
Yeah. Like, it'd
that's
be
like
boring.
Football teams. What would life be if everybody liked the same football team? There would be no point in having football games.
Yeah.
I'm not comparing anything to football. I'm just stating, like, what would life be without the controversy?
Yeah. Yeah. And not that, not that controversy is, like, beautiful or anything, but it's like...
Yeah, not trying to glorify it, that's life.
Yeah.
Nobody is ever going to agree on every single thing.
Yeah.
And then, like, Susan Sarandon, she's a fucking Hollywood legend. She was let go from her, I think it was, like, her talent agency for basically, like, kind of having the same views as Melissa.
Mm-hmm.
And her talent agency let her go. And they're like, I saw that on TikTok, too. Like, you let her go off of, like, the talent agency. You let fucking Susan Sarandon go over these things, but, like, you're keeping these actors that are accused of this.
Bro,
and,
that's Hollywood.
Yeah.
That is Hollywood for you.
Yeah, and they're like,
That's not even just Hollywood, that's just life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you got money
Billy
and
Bob
power...
and Joe can get away with A, B, and C, but if you believe in D, you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's all bullshit.
But it is. It's for me being a fan of Melissa because I think she's a good actress, and being a huge fucking Scream fan, it's disheartening to see like it all just like went up in flames, and I really don't see a way for Scream to like get back on track after this.
I doubt it.
And a lot of
last movie left such a hanger. There's no way they can just pick it back up.
Yeah. And then
they're gonna have to go for a whole reboot or something, or a soft reboot, and like,
or they're gonna have to sever ties with like the production company, and a new movie company is gonna have to pick it up. And,
yeah, like you know how Halloween did it, where they were like, it's like from the original up into the recent like Halloween Kills or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
But like they had all these movies, but there's a couple movies in between where they're like, oh, these don't matter. Like, forget about those.
The Season of the Witch.
Yeah, like, they're like, that has nothing to do with
H2O.
this series, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They'll probably do something like that with Scream and, like, try to just, like, forget about 5 and 6, and we'll just carry the story on from 4 or whatever. Like,
or we're going to just do a whole new reboot and start back at 1.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if they could dig their way out of the hole that they created, because the movie fans, like, there's a lot of people that like they live for movies. They live for, entertainment that movies and television bring and stuff, and it's like once you like fucked over those kind of people, like it's really hard to like bring things back. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how they move forward, even if they can move forward with the franchise.
Like I said, I don't think they could. But I had seen a comment on, like, it was on Twitter. This guy was it was on Tinder, and this guy was talking shit like, oh, that's why you don't talk about politics or religion when you're famous. And I'm like, or when you're famous, like, you can use your platform to spread awareness. Like,
yeah,
You know, that's their choice is whether they want to talk about politics or not, or
And at that,
religion or
when you're
not.
spreading the awareness, it'll make it to the right crowd.
Yeah.
If people don't agree with you, they could scroll on. That's the beauty of social media.
Yeah.
You could
Scroll
put
past
not
it.
interested. You could block.
That's what
like,
I'm saying.
block
If you
them,
don't
you
like
can
something,
delete it.
why do you gotta talk so much shit about
Yeah.
it? Like,
Just move on.
Yeah, you put more
Just
energy
say, you know what?
into.
I don't agree with what you're thinking.
to fighting
on
with
this
people on
topic.
the internet, then, you know, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
that's
a
why,
toughie.
like, on our podcast, we try to, like, stay away from stuff like this
Yeah.
because you don't want to piss off too many people. But it's like, we have a platform, like,
Yeah.
we're not fucking Jenna Ortega huge,
Yeah.
but, like, people.
We're not freaking Joe Rogan over
Yeah,
here.
we're not, you know. But at the same time, we're not sitting here saying, you got to believe exactly like we do.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this is the way that it's gonna go or
Yeah.
not. Like, everyone's free to believe what they want. They
Form your own opinions. on it.
like, yeah, and it's okay to have your opinion and to be like, oh, okay, like, I believe this, you believe that, but hey, we could still be friends.
Yeah.
Like I said, me and my best friend, like, he believes one way and I believe another, but he's still my best fucking friend, like the best friend I've ever had.
Yeah.
It just probably means like, hey, we're probably not going to sit here and bond over this topic.
Yeah,
You
but
know
we
what?
could
I
still.
got some anger I want to get out. Let's get in a heated conversation real quick.
But we
guess
could.
what? At the end of the conversation,
We're still best friends.
we're
Yeah.
still best. It's done. It's
Like,
over
there's
with,
stuff
it's
me and
done.
you go back and forth on. Like,
Yeah.
I'll believe in something and you will feel a different way about it, but
But I think that's
I'm
the
just like-
story of me and you also, is like, as partners, you could see something one way and I'll see something another way. And I think we help each other see it from the other side.
yeah.
And we kind of meet in the middle there, like, okay, you know what? I see bits and pieces of where you're coming from, but I also see bits and pieces of where I started.
Yeah.
And we meet somewhere in the middle, like, okay, like, I will.
Bro, if everybody could think like that.
Yeah, like, you know what? You don't love everything about what I'm doing. I don't love everything about what you're doing, but what could we meet in the middle and be like, this works?
Yeah.
That is the glory.
That
This is the
that
glory.
is the glory.
Yeah. And then we got Paris Hilton. She's a new mom. Even though she just had a kid. I think her kids are like 10, 11 months apart. Maybe even a little less. She had a little boy
Respectable.
named Phoenix. And then last night she just announced that she had a baby girl named London.
I think her son's like one.
London?
Didn't he just have a birthday?
Yeah.
I don't keep up with Paris Hilton.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know. Like, not to talk shit. I don't know why she's famous.
Just the name, I think.
Is she like?
you
Is she a
never watched-
model? Is she an actress? Is she like what?
You never seen the fucking show she did with Nicole Richie?
Yeah, I've seen that, but like,
The Simple Life?
so she got famous off the show,
Pretty much.
or
Like,
was
she's
she
a
like
socialite.
famous?
Is that what it's called, a socialite? Like, obviously her family owns like the Hilton hotels.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
you
she's
didn't
like
know that?
London Tipton,
Yeah, and she just named her little daughter London.
London Hilton.
Yeah.
Is that her last name?
Well, she's married, so I don't know what the husband's last
Oh.
name is and stuff. But I think it's cool though, because like for me, because I like grew up watching those shows and like grew up watching her, and you kind of had like this like preconceived idea that she was like this stupid like dumbass girl pretty
Yeah.
much. But like to see her like say like, no, that was just the character that I played, like I'm really not fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And to like see her as like a mom and a wife now, it's cool to like see them like,
Everything came full
Yeah.
circle.
Yeah,
and like, wow, you are smart. Like,
that's how I feel about the Jersey Shore cast.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them are still fucking stupid,
Yeah.
but I like watching them. They're still funny, but yeah, she's a new mom. So shout out to her and her little London Hilton Tipton baby.
Oh god.
London Hilton Tipton. I'm kind of
Paris,
pissed.
Phoenix,
That they
in
didn't
London.
do anything?
Yes,
Me too.
for that fucking Sweet
Oh,
Life.
The November 16th.
The lady that played the like hostess, she did on TikTok or something.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
it on
but I'm like,
TikTok.
they
But
could have
fans were
done a
so
little
pissed
special
off
or
because like Dylan and Cole.
Made it seem was that they were gonna be like a little skit or something.
Yeah. Even if they released like a little short,
or like Dylan and Cole could have just been like, did a quick fucking little video on Instagram or whatever. But like, I think a lot of fans were like pissed off. Like, really, you couldn't have you and like made a little video about it?
Yeah, because it was blowing up. Like, nostalgia. We're almost there. Like people were bringing Sweet Life back. Like, remember this day? It's coming up.
Re-aired that episode on Disney Channel and everything.
Yeah,
they could have done something with it. Obviously, there was a fan base for it.
Marketing opportunity for sure.
Bro, speaking of marketing, can we just talk about this real quick? The other day, Snoop Dogg released a thing.
Oh my god!
Saying that he was quitting smoking,
and we talked about it in the last episode.
Quitting smoke, and then the next day he drops an ad for like this freaking fire pit that doesn't have smoke.
And people, the internet lost their mind.
I was like, no way. Yeah, we did talk about that. We're like, that's his image. Like, that's who he is. Snoop Dogg, he's just known for being the biggest fucking pothead.
He even said, he's like, ain't no way I'm ever giving up that smoke. What's wrong with you?
I know. I'm
like, dumb.
But then I was like, kind of thinking, like, damn, something must have really happened to him. Like,
you're like, his health must have been his health must have been bad or something like that.
No,
because he's old, huh? He's like fucking.
Snoop's at least like pushing 60.
Yeah, almost 60.
I don't know. I hope I'm as hip as Snoop doing daily affirmations. Have you watched this?
Smoking weed?
Snoop has a YouTube channel for kids, and it's a bunch of dogs, and they do like affirmations.
Oh yeah.
What?
Mm-hmm.
I think we should.
I've told you that, but I've never like watched it.
52.
Oh geez.
Oh.
Well, take that back.
Wow, I thought it was almost. Okay, that's still fucking old.
My mom was only 50, so.
Okay. We're not rounding up. Don't worry.
All right. Well, my dad's pushing 60.
Yeah.
He looks really good though for
your dad.
A 60-year-old man. Well, won't he be like? Fuck, how old is dad? Like 58, 59? I think he'll be like 59, right? Yeah, he'll be 59.
I don't know. Him and all of his siblings are all 2 years apart.
God. And there was 10 of them, babe.
Yeah.
10 of them.
That's literally 20 years.
Yep.
Of pregnancy.
My grandma was a saint.
1 year on, 1 year off.
Hell
no.
What's up with old Christians wanting to repopulate the earth? Y'all took the Bible a little too seriously when they said rejuvenate or something like that in there.
I don't know.
Repopulate the earth or something along those lines.
Oh, God.
Something. Yeah, they're all 2 years apart. So I think Dad's like 58 right now. 57. One of the two.
I can't imagine Dad being an old man.
Yeah, he doesn't look his age. Yeah. Like when people ask him at work, like, oh, how old are you? And he's like 50, whatever. And they're like, what? You're lying.
Yeah. No, he really don't look.
But I think that's,
he's not all wrinkly.
He's never been into like drinking or like drugs, smoking.
His body's pure.
Well, I don't
From
know about
the
that.
age of 16 and up, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you could kind of tell that this is just very off the cuff. We just said, well, Lex suggested this. We just turn on the mics and just see where the episode took us.
Just give it a new try. Try something not so scripted, not that you guys scripted.
I mean,
because
we can't follow a script.
Like, okay, we'll talk about this and we'll get into this, which will take us into this. Like, just give it a try.
Yeah.
Just see how it goes.
I think it's
I like
cool.
it.
Just a new groove. Not that you guys could still go back to the other ways. I just figured it'd be a nice little switch up. Give it a try.
Mm-hmm.
See how things go.
Because we originally were gonna be like.
Because when the mics aren't on, this is how we are. We sit here and we just jump from
one thing to another,
one topic to the next.
Yes.
And then we get into it and we're like, if the mics were on right now,
that would have been a good.
Dude, that's me all week. We'll be talking about something. I'm like, fuck. We should have talked about that on the pod.
Put a permanent mic on you.
But it's just hard to like talk about something and then like, oh, I should have talked about that on the podcast. And then you bring it up again. And it's not that authentic conversation.
It's not a genuine conversation.
Yeah. It's like, like Like when you like, you'll be like, I feel like I'm saying like a lot. I'm so sorry.
I feel like I say that a lot.
You'll say, you'll just be like, oh, I want to talk about this on the pod, and then like start going into it. I'm like, hold on, like
yeah. When like we'll be talking about like what hot topics are we gonna bring up, and then we'll start getting into it, and I'm like, wait, this is what we need to say. Like, hold your thought, because then if we talk about it, then when we start the pod, we're like, oh, did we hit this point? Did we hit this point? Did we hit this point?
Yeah.
So just turn on the mics.
It's hard to go back to it again.
Yeah. Because you already got
Because clearly structure is not our forte. Because we could try to have it structured in there.
I don't like structure.
I think like a loose structure is fine. Like this is the area we want to touch, and whatever conversations get opened in that area,
then that's
awesome.
Cool.
That's where we go.
Yeah.
Speaking of touching areas, no, I'm just kidding.
Say what?
No. I had a question though. It popped up in my my little notes. Because I write down random notes, whenever.
You have big notes
too. I do actually.
Oh, okay.
I keep my notes pretty clean, honestly.
Me too. I showed you the other day.
Mine was better. I had to show you how I did my Christmas list and everything. It was pretty clean.
Back to what you were saying.
I think you had asked me, or somebody asked me. I don't know, but the question was, do you think it's important that your significant other gets along with your family?
I don't think I asked you
that. Well, anyway. Do you?
Do I?
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. I do think it's important. I think...
He's all elaborate.
Sorry. I didn't know if you were going to talk, but I do, coming from, you guys experience something similar, but, in my family, we do have one family member that has a significant other that wants nothing to do with our family, does not like our family, openly talks smack about our family, about how much they don't like our family, and it's caused a very big wedge in our family. It's caused a very big, almost like people feel like they have to be sneaky around each other because they'll hurt the other person's feelings, and then it's just kind of turned everyone against us, and it's caused a really big gap in our family. Yeah. And I just feel that, I don't necessarily feel like maybe you don't need to love your significant other's family, but I think you do need to respect and be able to tolerate and be like, you know what, I can go to a family event and
this is the person I'm going to be with forever.
Yeah.
So their family's going to be around. Their family will be there after me.
My kids. Yeah, exactly. And so it's one of those things that, it can make it for a very miserable life and time if every time we go to a party, it's like, I don't really want to be here, but I'll be here for you. And I feel like eventually you'll start to resent your partner.
Yeah.
I want to see my family. Why do you always got to be a downer? Or, oh, why do we always got to go see your family? I think eventually it'll cause a wedge in the relationship, in the family, and then from there it's just dominoes.
Yeah.
Whereas, if your significant other does have a good relationship with your family, it makes things a lot easier. It makes things where, when you're at family events, you're not up each other's butt 24/7. You guys can be in separate rooms and be comfortable.
Yeah.
You can, for around the holidays, it could be oh, I'm going to go over to your mom's house, and me, your mom, and your sister are going to make cookies, or we're going to do this. And it's not one of those things that, well, how come I'm never invited? Or how come, I think it's very important that they can at least respect and tolerate each other. Not everyone, that's not reality. Not everyone is going to love each other. Not everyone is going to click on the same level. Yeah. As long as you can respect and tolerate, it's a whole different ballgame.
How do you feel?
Why are you asking me? I don't have a significant other.
I know, but do you think it would be important that your significant other does get along with us?
Like you say, they don't have to be best friends, but I feel especially because me and you are so close, that my significant other could be how Lex is. Me and Lex could talk and text each other, and there's no weirdness. But I think it's kind of different because, I'm gay, so another girl would be texting you. I don't know how Lex would feel about that, but,
I'll be like, but babe, she's gay, and she's with my sister.
As long as she's really gay.
Yeah.
How gay argue.
Yeah.
We need to talk.
So, like, yeah, like, me and Lex could talk and, like, oh, did you see this? Or, like, send TikToks to each other, like, so I would want my significant other to, like, be able to be like that with you, or just to, like, hang out and just be comfortable around you.
Yeah, not have to have me in the room, like, you know.
Because we do, like I said, I don't give a fuck. We have a sister-in-law that, like, I don't get along with her. And it's not because of anything that I did. It's, like, her own freaking stupid-ass reasons that she doesn't like the... Yeah, and it is. And so then our brother has to, like, I don't know, feel like I need to take my wife's side, and so I'm going to be funny with my own brother and sister and my dad.
I'm like, I get it to a point, happy wife, happy life, but
at some point it needs to be happy husband, happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. I feel like, you know, like you say, like, yeah, happy wife, happy life, but it's like, okay, but these are my family too. Like, a husband and a wife aren't guaranteed to, like, be together forever, even though that's what everybody wants. But I feel like with us, because we've experienced divorced parents and divorced, you know, aunts and uncles and stuff, like, it's very prominent. Like, yeah, you may think that you're going to be together forever, but it's not a guarantee.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, why would you go and, like, fuck up your relationship with, like, your parents? Or
eventually it's gonna be too late.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's,
is that
like,
village going to be there when you come back?
Yeah. And to keep everything 100, like, that's how it is with my brother. Like, you know, our older brother Prince, like, I don't talk to him. I honestly have both him and his wife blocked from my phone, because it's like, for my you know, my mental health and, like, my sanity and stuff, I had to cut them off, because I was like, you know, I don't like the way that you treat us, and more so, like, how they treat our dad and stuff. Like, I don't fuck with that. So I've told you and I've told Dad, like, if you guys want to have a relationship, then absolutely go ahead. But for me, I'm an adult. I could say that I don't want to have a relationship with them.
Yeah.
And I've had to, like, cut that off, because he lets his wife just be chomping out at the mouth, being reckless and stuff. And I'm like, that's not cool. So I would want my significant other, like, we don't have to be best friends, but to be able to just hang out and have respect. And
all right. So for me personally, I just feel like, you know, I would hope that my partner has enough respect for me to be like, all right, I'll be cool with your family. Like you said, like, you know, you don't gotta like them or love them, but just have, you know, like I said, have enough respect for me, the person that you're with, that you're supposed to spend, you know, your life with, to be like, all right, you know what, I maybe don't care for them that much, but I'll suck it up for you, you know?
To an extent.
Yeah, to an extent. You know, I'm not saying in every situation, you know, like, you know, don't let people walk over you and whatever, you know?
Yeah.
But to an extent, yeah. But I also, that being said, feel like my family should have enough respect for me to at least try to get along with the person that I'm with.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be a part of me forever, you know? I mean,
at some point you branch off and make your own family.
Yeah.
Not that you forget about your other family, but you go and you make your own family.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a two-way thing for that situation. You know, like, I put up with my brother's wife because that's my brother's wife.
Yeah.
Do I care for her? You know, like, to an extent, yeah. Because she is my brother's wife.
Not I.
But, you know, will I be like, do I need a relationship with her? No.
Absolutely not.
But I do do it for him, or, you know, do we get that back? No.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna give you the energy that I get from you.
I'm very big on reciprocating energy.
But that's why I say to an extent though, because in my family situation, I have zero respect for the person that has done that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? To an extent. But that was because I was disrespected and I was insulted us, not assaulted, but insulted and disrespected. So I reciprocate that energy. And you're gonna disrespect me, you're gonna disrespect my parent, you're gonna disrespect my family, you can fuck off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what I mean by to an extent, you know, like I'm gonna choose my family, but I'm also gonna choose my partner because you're my family.
Yeah.
So, you know, like you said, like I would hope you'd have enough respect for me to at least put the effort into going. But if I see my family disrespecting you, well, hold up, like that. My partner is my better half. My partner is part of me. You know, we're two separate people, but at the end, like we're choosing to be each other, right?
Yeah.
So if you're disrespecting my partner, you're disrespecting me. But it also goes to that extent of if you're disrespecting my family, you're still kind of disrespecting me. You have to find that happy medium. And it, for me, it truly all comes back to respect.
Yeah.
Because like with your family, like I haven't been around that long, you know, like, and they've never disrespected me in any way. And not that like I've ever given them any reason. I don't think that I've ever disrespected any of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that like, if they did disrespect me, it's like, okay, like I am new around here, but at least have the decency to respect me and give me a chance.
Yeah.
You know, you might not love me because you just met me, but give me a chance. Give me a fair chance to show you that I'm not just this random girl. I'm not just this girl who was knocked up once. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much more to me than the story that you know of me. And same with you, you know, like for my family, it was, I don't think my family ever disrespected you. They welcomed you with
open arms.
The
first time I ever went around, they were just cool as fuck.
Yeah, like my family loves you to death. Like my little cousin calls just to talk to you. Like, my family loves you, but it's also one of those things like they gave you a chance to show them who you were rather than just a guy I started dating. They never treated you like, oh, this is Alexis's new fling. Like, they gave you a chance, and they were like, oh, he's our family? All right, he's our family now. And, like, your family was the same with me. And that's why I don't think it's ever really been a problem in our relationship of that, but it's something we've talked about because, crazy enough, like, your guys' situation with your brother aligns perfectly with my situation with my brother. I just think my situation's a little worse because of the interaction between the person and my family. But it is just crazy to see like we both can relate on that level, and that's why we've had those conversations of, you know, like I've joked around and been like, what would you do if I was like, absolutely not, like you're not taking the kids
I think
over there.
that's what made me like kind of write that down, like, do you think
because I've even told him, like, I said, I was like, because one time I was joking, because he's like, you cool if I take the kids to my aunt's tomorrow or something? And I was like, absolutely not. And he like, looked at me, and I was like, what would you do if that's how I really answered you? And he was like, I would correct you in a way of, like, okay, well, they're also my kids. Like, you know, my aunt has never done anything. And I was like, good. I was like, that's the reaction I wanted. Like, I wanted to know that you wouldn't let me disrespect you and your family like that. Like, you would put your foot down and say, like, that is my family. To see a man put his foot down and say, you know, no, I'm going to respect you and your wishes, but I'm also going to say my family has never given you any reason to say no. And I'm going to put my foot down as their father and say, our kids are going to go see their aunt, you know?
Yeah.
And that's why, like, when I first met, like, Lex, and I remember, like, driving home that night, and I was just like, yeah, she's a good one. Like, I could already tell. And, like, obviously, like, our first meeting was, like, with Eliana, too, so she was little, and, like, I remember being like, yep, that's my niece, and that's how it's always been. And I'm like, finally, I have a fucking, like, cool, like, sister-in-law, like, that I could get along with, and, like, I could actually, like, text, and sometimes I'm like, is Anthony asleep? Because, like, he hasn't, like, replied to any of my messages or whatever.
I'll be like, hey, can you answer the phone? He's like, oh, bad. Like, dude, you know it's bad if your parents and siblings are texting me.
I know.
And, like, like, before, I've never been able to be like that, or to, like, have that, like, close relationship with, like, my brother's significant others, and, like, so now, like, that, we can just, like, talk, or just to text, or be like, oh, did you see this video? Or, like, if we're at a family function and you walk off, like, it's not just like
go sit next to Brooke.
Like us
the
talk. The
rest of your family too, but I know it's not going to be this awkward. All right, well, let me jump on TikTok for the next 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Because that's how it was in the past, and I'm just like you've made like a valiant effort into like really like integrating yourself into our family and stuff. And
don't get me wrong, you'll catch me on my phone, but that's most of the time I get so stoned. And then I'm at work all day long that I'm like, damn, this is my only chance to catch up on my TikTok families.
Yeah.
Let me see what the deets are. But for the most part, like, I try to put the effort in of, like, let me start a conversation. Let me talk to you. Like, we're going to get past the awkward stage, and I feel like we did a great job of getting past that. There wasn't really ever
there was
an
never
stage.
Yeah, it was just
which is crazy because like I'm very shy and like it's hard for me to like connect with people, but I felt like the very first time that we met,
the first
like,
time we went to eat, it was like me and Brooke were just like, oh, we've known each other forever. Like, we could just talk about the most random shit. And
I was shitted. I was like, this kid, Brooke could either love you or not like you at all.
I was so scared. I changed my outfit, like 20 times before we left?
I'm like, babe, it's fine.
I was like, what if she thinks my dress is too short? What if she thinks this? Or does this make me look like a slut?
I'm not like judgmental.
But I was like so nervous about like my first impression that I was like,
I think Anthony,
she was more nervous to meet you than to meet mom and dad.
Yeah. I think because we just have like that like super close relationship, and it's not like very often that you see like siblings that are like as close as we are.
And I think that was what was intimidating, is it was one of those things that like parents don't always approve of their kids' significant other.
Yeah.
You know, so it was one of those things that like I would respect your parents if they said they didn't like me, but it'd also be like, at some point you're your own person. Just because your parents don't think I'm perfect for you doesn't mean I'm not a good match for you.
Yeah.
But when you're so close with a sibling, whether Brooke was your brother or your sister, it would be one of those things of like, Brooke almost knows you better than you know yourself. So if Brooke gets an off vibe from me, she's probably right. There's probably something off. You know what I mean?
She could have been like, oh no.
Yeah, like, hey,
I don't know about this
I think this girl's fucking with you. You know what I mean? Like, same way I was with one of our friends recently. Like, I said all along, like, this girl's no good, this girl's no good. I'm telling you, this girl's no good. And look, it's just one of those things that when you're close to somebody, you can just feel that intuition because you're looking out for them, because you're protecting them. And I think that's a lot of the reason why there was no awkwardness between me and Brooke, because she knew going into it that I was going into it with the correct intentions. I wasn't going into it corruptly or disrespectfully.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it was like just like an instant, like we got along, and like there wasn't like a awkward. I mean, probably like maybe 5 minutes of like kind of like awkwardness, but like after that, it was just easy to talk to, and it's never been awkward ever since. Like,
and I think we both respected, like, we're both very straight up people. Like, we're gonna tell it how it is. It might suck. It might sound like it. And you've heard me say it many times. I'm like, this is about to come off and sound like I'm being really bitchy, but I have no other way of saying it than just being straightforward and saying this is how I saw it, or this is how that made me feel. And I think we've both been that way with each other.
Hello, Nala.
Since we met. Yeah. Nala is making her grand entrance. Oh, and she purrs. But that was just because, like, I remember when me and Brooke, like, when we first met, a lot of our conversation was like, what about Eliana? When there's kids involved, there's so much more to talk about than just, we're not this little high school couple that's like, oh, if we break up next week, it doesn't bother anyone but me and you. There's so much more involved when there's kids involved. Yeah. And I think me and Brooke were both just very up front, like, let's not sugarcoat it, let's not beat around the bush. Like, what does this mean? If you guys want to be together, what does this mean for this little girl? If you guys want to be together, what does this mean for our family? And I think that was kind of one of the icebreakers for us, was we were both going into this with this same intentions of, this little girl is going to be your family, you're going to be our family, you guys are going to be my family, and we're going to make this work. And here we are, you know, however long later, and it's been nothing but what we said from the very beginning.
Yeah. I agree. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's different for me, like, when it comes to, like, my parents, because, like, we haven't really hit on that yet of, like, having, like, a dad that, like, doesn't really, like, fully support, like, my sexuality and stuff. And we could get into it, like, deeper, like, I want to do, like, for Pride Month, like, do, like, one episode of, like, maybe talking to mom about, like, having, like, a gay child and stuff. But, like, with my parents, I feel like, yeah, I want my parents to like my significant other, but like
It's not.
it's not the end all be all.
Yeah.
Like I just feel like because we're so much closer as siblings and like all that, like as long as you liked my significant other, I think I'd.
And even then, to an extent.
Yeah.
Of, you know what, you're not going to be dating this person. I am. You don't have to like every single aspect.
Yeah.
Of it. Just like we were talking about differences. You guys could have differences. But as long as you guys are willing to respect each other and both agree, like, you're looking out for my best intentions.
Yeah.
What's the problem?
Yeah, like
you're
just
not
like
the one going home with her at the end of the day. Like,
yeah.
I am, you know.
And just like how, you know, you said like my intentions were like first meeting you was like, okay, well, I know that there's a kid involved, so like how is that going to affect my brother and stuff? So I just feel like obviously there's not kids involved because I'm not involved with anyone, but like it's kind of like that too, like
what
you would look
involved?
You would look at my significant other to be like, okay, well, what are your true intentions like with my sister type of thing?
What's at stake if you start this relationship?
Yeah.
And I think that's just more or less that's an adult thing.
Yeah.
Like not just kids. Like, what are you coming into this relationship with?
Mm-hmm.
Do you own a house? Are you living with roommates of the same sexual orientation and gender? Like, what things can make or break us? Because that's a big thing at the beginning of a relationship. You got to put on the line. Like, what are the biggest things that can make or break us? And what are the biggest things that we're willing to fight through? And what are the things that we're like, absolutely not, fuck you, I'll walk out right now.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing of like Brooke said, like, what are your intentions? Like, if all things go south, what way are you running? Are you coming with me or are you leaving?
Yeah.
And I think that's a really important thing no matter what relationship you're in. But that's a really big icebreaker because when you're honest with someone, you're not going through not just like a partner relationship, but like family relationship too. Is like, if I went into this with intentions of, you know, like, whatever, we're not going to live together, like, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But then Brooke would be looking at it like, okay, well, you got this little girl. Like, I'm trying to be there and watch her grow up and be her auntie. She's probably not going to like me if she knows that I don't plan on sticking around more than a year. You know?
Yeah.
Or if Brooke's like, you know, oh, you know, like, I respect that you got a daughter, but I don't want her coming to events, or I'm never going to have a relationship with her. I don't want her calling me auntie. Like, I'm probably going to feel some type of way towards your family.
Yeah.
That type of stuff could make or break a relationship.
Yeah.
And so it's good to find that common ground, that common respect, that everything, and just be straight up and lay it all on the ground right up front.
Yeah.
And I think that had a lot to do with why me and Brooke can just talk like nothing, is because we both agreed we were on the same page of what our intentions were all around.
So yeah, that was like our little off the cuff episode. I think it went well.
This should just be called
Unhinged.
Off the Cuff.
Yeah.
Or Unhinged, yeah, either one.
Yeah.
Grams Porch Podcast.
Unhinged. Yeah. So we hope you liked it.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming.
Next week we're gonna do Christmas. Something Christmassy.
Yeah.
We'll
get it together.
Mariah Carey. It's time.
Yeah.
I can't hit them notes.
I can't hit them notes no more either.
Yeah, I've never been able to. But
Give me in the shower though, I'll hit it.
Yeah.
I'll try to record this week.
Yeah. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode. We hope you enjoyed it. Let us know. Leave us some feedback. You could do that if you follow us on Instagram at Grams Porch. Go to our bio, or you could just go to our website, Linktree, that's linktr.ee/Grams Porch Podcast. You could send us an email with, you know, some suggestions, some feedback, whatever. Just remember, keep it respectful. At gramsporchpod@gmail.com. Yeah, just hope that you have a good week. Stay safe out there in the streets. Stay warm. And that's gonna do it for this episode. Yeah, just we'll catch you next week. Hope you have a good one. And as we always say,
sleep with the angels.